Welcome to the You Two Scare Me podcast. We're your hosts.
I'm Feliz.
And I'm Andi. And we are coming to you from the rainy, dark, gloomy Key West.
We normally have nonstop sunshine here in Key West, and today it's gloomy and doomy. It's just kind of gray and miserable outside.
Yeah. I mean, the air show's in town right now, and it even got canceled because it's that rainy and windy.
That's a bummer.
And now I feel kind of sad for
It's been kind of cool this week seeing the Blue Angels flying overhead every day. They've been practicing. But yeah, it's a bummer.
For real. It's, really gloomy, but I'm not hating it. That's the thing. I think when there's sunshine all the time.
Yeah. I kind of like crave cozy weather, curl up with your cup of tea.
That hoodie.
Yes. I'm wearing a hoodie right now. We don't get to do that very often down here in Key West. So it's like a cozy inside day, perfect for recording spooky stories.
I can't wait. Like we mentioned in episode 1, we're two friends with a love for the paranormal.
And we respect all things spooky and the forces at work. We've been friends for over a decade, and this podcast has developed from a thought to a what if to a let's do this. Our mission is to bring you spooky stories to chill your spine, make you wonder, and laugh a little or a lot along the way.
The stories are mostly true. And we explore all the spooky, creepy topics that you can imagine. We're talking about ghosts, dark forces, urban legends, cryptids, scary things people do. That's probably the scariest.
Yes, absolutely. It's the scariest.
And more.
In the You Two Scare Me podcast, we research topics that are a surprise for each other, so all reactions are true and authentic. We take turns telling the stories so we both get a little fright.
Dive into the shadows with us as we bring you haunting tales in this episode of the You Two Scare Me podcast.
Shall we dive in? So today we dive into one of the most bizarre and unsettling tales to ever come out of Florida. A story that defies belief, chills the bones, and leaves you questioning the limits of obsession. So this is the story of somebody who did something not great. This is a people story, and maybe a little spooky stuff too at the end. This is the tale of Carl Tanzler, better known by his self-bestowed title, Count von Cosel.
So fancy, so formal.
And his morbid love affair with Elena Hoyos.
Oh.
So picture it. Key West, 1940. A courtroom packed with spectators, journalists scrambling for headlines, and in the center of it all, a frail old man on trial. His crime? Stealing the body of a young woman, preserving it for nearly a decade.
Oh, no.
And committing unspeakable acts with her remains.
Oh,
this
gosh.
Is horrifying. Little trigger warning. It's pretty horrifying. And yet, to the astonishment of many, Carl Tanzler walked free. But how did it come to this? And what dark secrets lurk in the shadows of this twisted love story? So let's rewind to 1930 to the Marine Hospital in Key West. It was here that Carl Tanzler, a radiology tech, not a count, not even a doctor.
Self-bestowed
yes.
title.
Self-bestowed title. First laid eyes on Elena Hoyos. She was 22, stunningly beautiful, and unfortunately, gravely ill with tuberculosis.
Oh.
I know. So for Tanzler, it was love at first sight, or rather a love he claimed had been foretold.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Foretold by who? By what?
Well, you'll find out. Tanzler was born in 1877 in Dresden, Germany. Following World War I, he decided to emigrate to the U.S. with his wife and 2 daughters. His sister lived in Florida, so it just made sense for them to move to Zephyr Hills. When Carl submitted his citizenship documents, he decided to use the name Carl Tanzler von Cosel.
So fancy. I'm going to go by a new name, I think.
Oh, yeah. You could be the Countess.
Oh, yeah.
He reveled in telling the story of his supposed relative, Countess von Cosel, who years earlier had appeared to him as a vision, promising he would one day meet his soulmate, a dark-haired beauty who would become the love of his life.
So wait.
Yeah.
Is this a dream? A vision? Like, what does this mean?
Yeah, it was a vision. And I don't know if there even was a Countess von Cosel or if he just made her up.
Okay.
But he liked her name. He kept it for himself. And yeah, but the important part of that is that this lady, this countess, told him that he would meet his soulmate. A dark-haired beauty. Okay. So he got the idea in his mind, and let me tell you, he ran with it. So in 1927, Carl left his family in Zephyr Hills and moved to Key West to work as an x-ray tech at the Marine Hospital. Everything changed for Carl when a 22-year-old dark-haired beauty named Elena Hoyos walked into his clinic. Carl Tanzler became convinced she was his destiny that had been foretold by the Countess.
I'm wondering how old he is right now. Do we know?
Let's see. Well, it's 1927, and he was born. I don't know when he was born. He was quite a bit older than her. That I do know.
That's what I was
thinking.
I mean, who doesn't love a young 22-year-old beauty?
Absolutely. So it should be noted that Carl's feelings were not reciprocated by Elena. Let's put that out there right now. She was not on board with this. She repeatedly denied his advances. In fact, she was technically already married, although her husband had left and moved to Miami. So I'm not exactly sure what that was about. I don't know if he moved there for work or if she got sick and he left her there. I don't know the story of that.
But regardless, old Carl's not respecting boundaries.
Exactly. Precisely. So despite Elena's rapidly deteriorating health, Tanzler showered her with gifts, jewelry, perfumes, and even the promise of marriage.
Even though he's married.
And she is too. So not sure. He built strange contraptions to, quote, treat her illness. Remember, he's not a doctor. He's an x-ray tech.
Radiologist.
Well, not even a radiologist. Yeah. And hey, I'm putting a lot of respect on x-ray techs. My parents were both x-ray techs. So very important job, but it's not the same as a radiology doctor, right? Or any kind of doctor. He's not a doctor.
Or a count.
Sorry, I just can't get past it. He is a creepy weirdo. That's what we know for sure. So he built strange contraptions to treat her illness, including a homemade device that supposedly charged her body with healing electrons. He was very ahead of his time on that.
Yeah.
None of it worked. Sadly, on October 25th, 1931, Elena Hoyos succumbed to tuberculosis.
Oh.
Sad. Her family buried her in a mausoleum in the Key West Cemetery, and for most, this would be the end of the story.
Of course.
Not for Carl.
Oh, Carl.
For 2 years, Tanzler visited Elena's gravesite, leaving flowers and gifts, but his obsession grew darker. One night, he pried open the mausoleum and stole Elena's body, wheeling her out in, get this, a toy wagon.
What? Okay. So many questions.
Yeah.
So many questions. Nobody saw him.
I know. It's a small town, too. It's not like the whole place is 2 miles by 4 miles.
Right.
Right? So I don't know how people missed him.
I'm just picturing this creaky wagon. Yeah. He's just wheeling her. Poor Elena.
I know. And also she's been in her gravesite for 2 years already, too.
What state is she in?
Yeah. I don't know. But it gets way worse. So get ready. He brought her remains to his home, determined to preserve her beauty and disturbingly to keep her with him forever. Using wax, silk, glass eyes, and wires, Carl reconstructed her decaying corpse.
Oh.
He fashioned a wig from hair that he cut and collected before her death. And I think actually I did a little bit of reading recently too, and I think he was also collecting it after her death. It was her hair from her body. And he filled her body with rags. He dressed her in a wedding gown and placed her in his bed, where he serenaded her with love songs on a small organ. I bet small organ.
I'm picturing one of those kids' little pianos.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh gosh. Do you think Elena's just her spirit's just watching this and she's like, what the?
Yeah, I think so. I have a feeling she was probably not pleased with this. So he lived with Elena's body like this for, drumroll please, 7 years.
7 years.
Yes.
That's
And
a very long time. I mean, that's long for anybody's relationship.
yeah, actually, true. These days. But also, I want to just remind you that he kept her corpse in his bed.
But like, I just have so many questions. The smell.
Yeah.
The juices.
The juices, the pieces.
I mean, oh.
The neighbors?
Like
the neighbors didn't notice?
Is he a recluse? I mean, are they?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure how it went on that long. So Tanzler's horrifying secret only came to light in 1940 when neighbors and Elena's sister grew suspicious. After all, for several years, Carl had been buying perfume and women's clothing, and I assume that he was buying perfume to cover up the smell of what was happening.
Good point, yeah.
A neighbor kid even reported seeing Carl dancing with what looked like a giant doll through the window. Confronted by her family, Tanzler proudly showed them Elena's corpse.
Oh
like
my
he
gosh.
was proud of himself. Look what I did. Look what I made.
Yay! And they're like, can you imagine?
No.
You go there and you're like, surely this cannot be happening.
Yeah. And he's like, hey guys, look what I have.
And
look
like,
what I've been doing.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It is insane. Confronted by her family, he showed her the corpse, grotesquely preserved in his makeshift laboratory, which makes it sound like mad scientist kind of stuff.
Exactly
don't you
what
think?
I pictured, yeah.
Authorities were called and Tanzler was arrested for, quote, wantonly and maliciously destroying a grave and removing a body without authorization.
In a red wagon.
In a red wagon. Those are the charges. So Elena's body was taken for a second autopsy, and the details are as disturbing and probably more disturbing than you can imagine. Not only had Tanzler disfigured her remains to preserve her, but evidence suggested that he had consummated his so-called marriage to Elena. So we don't need to get into the details on that, but that is, oh my gosh.
This is why we're talking about people
horrifying.
Being scarier than any.
Yeah. So despite the overwhelming evidence of his desecration, the case was eventually dropped as the statute of limitations for the crime had expired.
What is the statute of limitations? Like, oh, let's steal a corpse and live with it for 7 years.
Yeah. I don't know.
And all the other unspeakable acts. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The statute of limitations is 1 year on that. Don't worry.
And it hadn't been that long, right? I mean, it had been a long time with a deceased body in your house, but really for a statute of limitations, only 7 years.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Different times.
I guess so. So some called him a madman, but psychiatrists had examined him and they determined that he was competent to stand trial.
Oh.
Others astonishingly called him a romantic.
I think that our definitions of romantic are drastically different.
Yeah. Or they've changed a lot in the past several decades. I don't know. That is, no, thank you. If this whole story wasn't horrifying enough, the city of Key West itself added to the macabre spectacle. So we Key Westers love a good spectacle. I will say that, living here, you will see things that you never thought you'd
imagined you would see on a street in the daylight.
Yes.
And everybody has a costume collection because there are so many costumed events, not just around Halloween during Fantasy Fest, but all year long.
All year round. And we love it. We love that. But this is a far cry even for Key West. I think it's extreme. So for 3 days, Elena's corpse was put on public display at a local funeral home. Over 7,000 people came to see her. Teachers brought their students and reporters dubbed her the most well-preserved woman in the world.
Field trip, everybody. Let's go see this corpse.
Gosh,
also, she was already buried. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. This is very disturbing.
Eventually, so here's where someone finally got smart, okay? Her remains were reburied in an unmarked grave to prevent further desecration.
Oh, good.
Such a smart choice because we know that Carl was determined and obsessed. He was like a nonstop kind of guy.
I wonder how they kept him out of the cemetery. Like, they're, he's like, oh, that's new.
Oh, I know. I wonder how. He was probably watching through his little binoculars. But before leaving town, Carl actually set off a time bomb in Elena's original tomb, which I didn't even know time bomb was like a real thing. I thought that was just like a Looney Tunes cartoon thing. But he bombed her original grave.
I wonder,
site.
For what reason? So she can't go back there?
I don't know. I think he was mad that they took her away from him.
And didn't he already destroy it anyways when he pulled her out of it?
Well, yeah. Officially, yes. So Carl lived for 12 more years in Zephyr Hills. During that time, he built a life-size mannequin of Elena, complete with a death mask of her face, and lived with it until his own death in 1952.
That's awful.
Yeah.
And wait, I'm sorry. I just can't get past the he's married thing.
Yeah.
Like, his wife's there. She's like, here we go again. It's a creepy doll. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
the poor wives.
Yeah, so I'm not exactly sure like what his wife and kids thought of this situation, but evidently his wife financially took care of him in his later years.
Gosh.
So I don't think that they were living together anymore. They were in the same town, but she was still like financing his.
I would just like to make a public announcement that if my husband ever had a creepy life-size doll of any sort, I would be like, time to go. This is, I think we're done.
I think we're done here. The money is cut off.
Yeah.
So when he was found and his death, the mannequin was by his side.
Oh gosh. Poor
Gross.
girl.
So in his final journal entry, Carl wrote, quote, "Human jealousy has robbed me of the body of my Elena. Yet divine happiness is flowing through me, for she has survived death. Forever and ever, she is with me."
Oh, no.
No, I don't think she is.
I hope not.
I hope not. I hope that she found her own way in the afterlife. So here's where things get even stranger, if that's possible. To this day, some say the ghost of Elena Hoyos haunts the old funeral home. Witnesses have reported strange sounds, cold drafts, and the fleeting apparition of a young woman in a white gown.
Oh, no.
Was Elena's spirit ever at rest? Or did Tanzler's obsession tether her to this world, even in death?
She's been through enough.
She has. I hope that she's free. I'm just like imagining her watching him for all those 7 years. Like, what are you doing?
Like, why,
Bro.
dude? Why?
Yeah. I hope that she has found some freedom and some peace.
Yeah.
So what do you think, listeners? Was Carl Tanzler a mad scientist, a grotesque fetishist, or, as some claim, a man simply blinded by love? And what about Elena? Does her restless spirit linger, or has she finally found peace in her hidden grave? This story leaves us with more questions than answers. But one thing is certain. This is one love story that should have stayed buried.
For sure.
For sure.
Yeah. Oh, and just as you were finishing, rain and the wind picked up.
Yes.
Oh, Elena's like, don't talk about this anymore.
Maybe she's like, please tell my story so this never happens to anyone else.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think it's so sad to me. She already had a sad life. She was sick. She was young.
And, such a short life.
She wasn't with her husband that she married to begin with for whatever reason.
Right.
And then to be really abused, during her life and after her life too.
Right.
It's so heartbreaking.
Oh, I feel so sad for her. And and her family too. What were they thinking? And I would be outraged.
Yeah.
Nothing came from, this because of some statute of limitations. At some point, you're going to be like, listen.
Yeah. I'm kind of surprised
big.
that she didn't have a family member that sort of went and took care of him.
Oh, yeah. True.
Really,
true.
I think it was probably a little bit more the wild, wild west,
Mm-hmm.
Down here back then.
Wow.
But yeah.
So
there you have it.
strange.
Carl Tanzler.
Count.
Count Carl. Oh my gosh. So what do you think? Should we hop into Somebody Told Me?
Oh, yeah. Feliz, I've got a story for you. This is not QS story, but this is a personal story.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Now, I don't think I've ever told you this one, but if I did, you get to hear it again. Okay. So, as you know, my love for the spooky runs deep and has been ever present from the tender age of single digits, reading all those creepy stories and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
Like Goosebumps.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like first iteration of Goosebumps. But even more so, do you remember the story where the girl has the ribbon and she takes the ribbon and it falls off?
Sometimes I just think about that story and her head just plop, plop, falls
Oh my
off.
gosh.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I guess if Carl was taking care of her, that wouldn't have happened.
No, he would have tied it back on. Yeah.
Anyway, so I've always loved spooky things. So as a result, I drag my husband everywhere to do ghost tours and ghost hunts. And so we were living in Virginia and I caught wind of an overnight investigation in a plantation.
Ooh,
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
So I begged, I pleaded, I tried everything, and I finally convinced him to go with me and spend a night and join this ghost hunt with ghost hunting professionals. I can't remember what group they were with anymore, but they had all of the equipment.
Okay. Yeah.
So we're staying in this room that's supposed to be the most haunted room in the plantation house. And the investigation starts. Actually, before the investigation starts, we're walking around just like getting the lay of the land, checking out all the cool artifacts and antiques and things like that. And there's a REM pod. Do you know what that is?
No.
It's like ghost hunters use them, and it's a device they put, on a flat surface. And there's sort of sensors around the top. And the idea is if the electromagnetic field is disturbed, it sets off an alarm like,
okay. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're in the library and we're just walking around, and there's one of those that we didn't even realize was there. And it's like, and then we're like, oh gosh, that was really surprising. Oh, and so we go into the other room. We're like, hey guys, I think your equipment out there is malfunctioning or whatever. If you were testing it, and they're like, what are you guys talking about? And we were like, just that thing in there. And they all come running because they weren't testing it. It was just in there sitting, and it went off when we were in there.
Yeah.
So that's how the evening begins.
Yeah.
Now, this is a very long story. I'm not going to get into all the details, but I'm going to tell you two of the scariest parts. So this home has a caretaker and she lives there full time. And so she is very familiar with the resident ghosts. And there are several. One is a ghost of a young boy. And then one, sadly, was an enslaved man.
Okay.
Because this was the South during a terrible time.
Yeah, and it's like those plantations have a super dark,
right,
heartbreaking history.
Right. So those are the two spirits that I'm going to speak about for this. Somebody told me. Okay, so the little boy ghost. They're doing all of these asking questions, and there's some knocks and things like that. And they give me dowsing rods. Do you know what those are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm holding these dowsing rods, and they are going crazy. They're like swinging left and right,
Yeah.
And so then they're like, okay, you need to establish swing, move to the left for yes and move to the right for no, or separate or, whatever. And so we're asking these questions and we're getting seemingly intelligent responses. And they also have one of those boxes running where it's supposed to the idea is it scans white noise. And
it's like ghost box or something. Is that what it's called? Yeah.
I think a spirit box.
A spirit box. Yeah.
And so it scans and you have all that white noise and then
it's like a bumblebee.
Right,
Transformers.
Yeah. But it's really spooky. Picture this, you're in the dark.
Yeah.
Right. And you just hear
yeah.
And then a word or a phrase comes through, right?
Yeah.
So
oh my gosh, this stuff is so scary.
So just so listeners, a little bit about me. I am one of those people that when I go somewhere in public with my husband or by myself, children come up and talk to me all the time. They're just like, hi, what are you doing? So I think I just have that good energy, and put it out there and whatever. So I'm getting all these crazy dowsing rod responses to questions and things like that. And then, I gave somebody else a turn. No response. And then, and a lot of the investigators were male and they're really not getting any more responses.
Yeah.
And they were like, why don't you ask questions again? Because you were getting responses. And so I'm like, okay, the problem here is they're talking to this supposed child ghost as an adult.
As a grown-up, right.
Let
They're
me
like,
talk
what
as a
is your name?
Yeah. How long have you been here? What was your occupation? You know? and I'm like, let's talk like a child. I'm like, hey, and I wish I could remember his name. So I'm just like, hey, bud, like, or, you know, whatever this ghost name was. And I wish I could remember it right now. I'm sure it'll come to me. But let's just say it's James. So I'm like, hey, James, do you want to play a game? And then on the spirit box, game, play.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, okay, I'm going to put this flashlight here. Do you think you can turn it on? He's like, game, play, flashlight turns on.
What?
And I'm like, okay, thanks so much, buddy. I'm like, do you think you can turn it off? Flashlight off. And this repeats on and on.
It.
Then I'm like, okay, I'm going to put this flashlight here. Do you want to keep playing? And the flashlight rolls across this giant dining room table.
What?
And I would have been out of it.
I'm so sorry. That is so scary.
It was so spooky. And there was a lady that was like, I'm out. And she walked away when that happened. But that was pretty spooky because that was a very physical manipulation of something.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't just like a little tiny pen light. It was like a mag light. And so that was spooky. And then my other story I'll share today happened. We were what is now the basement, but at that time would have been some of the quarters of some of the enslaved people. And so there is a spirit down there that had been treated poorly by the plantation owner's wife. So tended to have issues with women. Oh. So we're there and they say, you know, and I believe that this spirit's name was Samuel. And they're like, he doesn't usually respond to the more technologically oriented, you know, things. But a lot of times you'll feel changes in temperature and things like that. So we're there and they're asking questions and the temperature drops. You can feel it. Yeah. Temperature drops and their temperature gauges show it dropped, I don't know, 8 degrees or something, you know, instantaneously, right? And then this lady that's right across me goes, what the? And she's like, I'm out. And she said her hair got pulled really hard. And she was just up against the wall. Yeah. So I was like, okay, this is spooky. And then the temperature rises, nothing. Yeah. Nothing's happening. And we're like, okay, I think that my partner just like got it off standing in the corner. He's like, okay, it's like in the morning, you know, like this has been going on for a long time. And then the temperature drops again and they ask, and we start hearing, I'm standing next to this empty room that has literally nothing in it. And it sounds like somebody shuffling around in it. And I'm getting creeped out. Yeah. Oh, I'm getting a chill just telling this because it was so creepy. And so it sounds like somebody's walking around. And I'm shining my flashlight. There's literally nothing in it. No way. It is a basement room. Yeah. There's nothing. Yeah. And okay, I'm like, okay, whatever, you know, the temperature drops more. And then they're like, Samuel, have you left us? And I hear with my own ears from the empty room, no. Ooh. And I almost died. And that's where I'll stop somebody told me a story.
So you were up all night, like doing ghost things? Yeah. Oh my gosh. And then, how scary.
Well, okay. So I think the investigation wrapped up at 3:30, something like that. And we go up to our haunted room and there, you know, Ryan's asleep and I am not, I'm up. I'm like, lights on. I'm hearing all these noises. I'm like,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, I did not sleep.
You didn't sleep out all that night. Oh my gosh. You're like, what?
It was so spooky. Whoa. But like, I had never, I mean, it was so scary to hear a voice from a room that you know is empty. Yeah. And it like so audible. Yeah. And so deep. And so, oh my gosh, it was unreal.
That is scary. Oh my gosh. I cannot even imagine. Yikes. All right. Well, I think we will end it here for today. Thank you so much for listening to the You Two Scare Me podcast. We are so excited to keep sharing this space and these stories with you.
To support us, please tell your friends and their friends and your grandma and your hairstylist.
Rate us and review us on iTunes, Spotify, and wherever you get your podcasts. Check out our social media. Our Instagram is You2ScareMe_podcast, or you can find us on Facebook at You2Scare Me.
Don't forget, you can even send us your own scary, spooky, or weird stories that we might share during one of our upcoming Somebody Told Me segments. You can send them to youtoscaremepodcast@gmail.com. That's YOUTWO scaremepodcast@gmail.com.
Thanks for wandering through the shadows with us.
Until next time, stay curious and beware what lurks beyond the light.